Season 2, episode 68 of the Third and 10 podcast is live. What's going on, everyone? I'm Nate, joined by my guy Brian Germanaro. Happy Tuesday to y'all. I'm running on this time 3 hours of sleep, which is fantastic. I stayed up a little bit watching slash checking on updates for the Tokyo series. Baseball is almost officially back because I'm not gonna say officially yet.
Right, it's like this is regular season, but it's not.
Yeah,
the fact this is regular season, it's so stupid.
Yeah, like opening day is until next week, and that's gonna be super.
Yeah, and the Dodgers and Cubs
exciting.
still have spring training games to play. It's like, no, this isn't the regular season, guys. It's not. I'm sorry.
These games count towards the record, but
yeah, like if you want to move like next week, like say like okay, spring training ends Saturday, we do these games, Monday, Tuesday, and then they don't play again till Friday. Okay, that works better.
That works much better, but hey, I'm just glad to see baseball back sort of in some sort of fashion. This morning's win for the Dodgers 4-1 was the final score over the Cubs. Shout out to Yamamoto, good performance, 5 innings. That's what I needed him to throw for unspecified reasons. And Shohei Ohtani, hey. I'm kidding. Ohtani got a hit, which was what I needed as well. And shout out to Miguel Amaya and Michael Conforto for not scoring a run because that's what I needed as well. So finally, with baseball being back, I may be starting to hopefully get on the winning side of sports betting, which we shall see. But overall, man, how about you? Did you make any parlays?
No, I didn't do anything parlay for this. I've basically been I'm so focused on college basketball right now that for gambling, I can't even open my brain to anything else right now.
I get you.
We'll be discussing hammering heavy Texas tonight.
Texas, all right.
Love Texas tonight at 9:00.
Longhorn, baby. Yes, so we'll be talking about our March Madness brackets later on the show. Me and Brian joined the Belly Up March Madness bracket challenge. That's on ESPN. So we'll be giving showing our brackets to YouTube users. And if those watching on Spotify, we'll try to obviously go through the matchups quickly.
Yeah,
exactly. So I just know for sure that your winner is. I saw it earlier before we started the show live. It's a good one you have, and for me, bit of a surprise pick for me, but I might be just jumping on the bandwagon in terms of this.
All right, well, let's see. We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly. Stay tuned. Yes, sir. But yeah, today's agenda looks like this. We have a few updates about our New York Giants that are important to discuss, so we'll get to that first. We'll do our AL NL East previews, especially with the Mets. Brian has a lot to discuss about that, and then we'll end it with our March.
I didn't even write notes. I'm just gonna shoot from the hip for the Mets because I think that's the best way to do it. Like I was like writing notes for last night. I'm like, no, this isn't. No, the best way to do it is just shoot from the hip with it.
I think for me that was like the same thing when the A's were discussed in our first episode of the MLB season previews. Like I didn't need no notes. Like I love it. I love the team.
Yeah, exactly.
Players to watch
notes
out
really
for.
Hinder me because I'm gonna like have to think about it. It's like no, I just if I don't think of it in the moment, it's not important to talk about it.
Exactly, and obviously a lot about Mets baseball. You obviously write about it for not just for Belly Up, but also for Fansided as well. So who better to
article
talk about
coming out tomorrow. 3 former Mets having a terrible spring training right now on Fansided. Look out for that.
I bet we shall look for that. But all right, my man, let's get our Giants out. The Giants, by the way, we signed the outside linebacker.
Yes,
this morning. Yeah, Victor. Yes, Victor. I can't find his name. We literally
played for the Cardinals. Had 55 career games, only 8 career starts though. So this is a guy. This is a guy that's going to be a special teamer. Come in probably on certain packages. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
What is crazy is that Azeez Ojulari is going to have 15 sacks next year.
Yes, I do want to discuss that first, actually, because that's our, sort of our guy. Was the last survivor of the Dave Gettleman 2021 draft
thank God.
class.
Are they all gone now? Are they all gone?
Actually, all gone. I do have
Besides, like the only Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas are the only Gettleman draftees I still on this team. Everyone else can kick rocks.
Yeah, I do have updates for all the players for from that draft class and how they're doing so far. So Rodarius Williams, who was
good
a
top 5
pick.
one day. Worst Gettleman picks. We'll do top 5 worst Gettleman picks. That's a good one.
Number 1 is on this from this class. I will say that.
Oh yeah, number 1's definitely in this class.
Shoot.
I don't know.
I think so. Oh no,
you can make the argument for Baker. I think in 2019.
Oh yeah, we could have brought him back.
We could have. He has such a weird situation where he robbed the guy, but like actually it was wrong. So maybe we shouldn't have cut him. I don't know.
Yeah, went to the UFL, did pretty good, and then but yeah. So this draft class for Darius Williams, who was in the 6th round, he's a free agent right now. Gary Brightwell, the former running back, he's with the Bengals actually. Ellerson Smith, the edge rusher, he's with the Browns. Yes, big news with the Bengals. We'll get to.
I don't know what they're doing. It makes no sense.
You don't like it?
No, because like T. Higgins is great, but you're going to lose Trey Hendrickson, and your defense was horrific enough. So you're not getting better. You're just the offense is staying the same, and the defense is getting worse. Like I understand T. Higgins is a great football player, but you need to have a good offense and a good defense to win in this league. The Bengals have so much money in 3 players; they cannot upgrade the rest of their roster. So they're going to be like the Minnesota Vikings a few years ago, where they keep going 8-9 every single year, or 9-8.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought you'd be happy about it for them.
I mean, like, I'm happy for Burrow. He's got like he's got people to throw to, but they're going to have to win every single game, 38-35.
There's actually, when we get to talking about the Bengals, there was a quote from Joseph Asai, the outside linebacker, who had some thoughts to say about, getting both Higgins and Chase back on this team, but we'll get to that, of course. But yeah, Gary Brightwell with the Bengals. Ellerson Smith with the Browns. Aaron Robinson's a free agent. Literally, dude, he's the definition, Robinson, of like a guy that just died.
Yeah.
No, not died, but like just
disappeared. Vanished.
Yeah. I was looking on Football Reference. I was looking on Google. Literally, the last update was a YouTube video of him being released in August of last year, and nothing. He literally is like, I don't know, he's gone, but like no sign of him whatsoever. It's like he's banished off the face of the earth. Azeez Ojulari gone to Philly, and Kadarius Toney arrested.
In jail.
That's all we know. In jail. That's all we know about him. But yeah, Ojulari leaving on a 1-year contract worth $4 million, with the Giants signing a few edge rushers this offseason, which includes, I forgot his name. Oh, the Chauncey Goldston. Chauncey Goldston come to the Giants. There was no reason to bring back Ojulari. So, but yeah, he had 6 sacks in 11 games last year for Azeez did for us. He joins Josh Uche as a free agent to the Eagles, as they lost Josh Sweat earlier in the offseason this year so far to the Cardinals. Ojulari, 107 tackles and 22 sacks in 46 games. Stood out at times when Kayvon Thibodeau was hurt. And but with his departure, the 2021 class is officially now dead. But the Eagles really loading up on Georgia Bulldogs.
I don't know why they want to keep doing Georgia Bulldogs. It doesn't work out well. Like the Georgia Bulldogs have a great defense, but their off the field stuff is not great. They're not great with driving cars. None of them are. You get the Carter stuff, and you got all the. I think Georgia's got the most DUIs in the past 10 years.
Yeah, one of them.
I don't know what it is about Georgia football players and driving inebriated, but it's something that goes hand in hand. I think they have 63.
And one of them killed their team.
Yeah, one of them did something horrific.
And he won Super Bowl.
And he won a Super Bowl. Piece of crap.
I know, yeah. and he's still. I think he's scot free, right? He's gotten off scot free.
Yeah, no, he's fine. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the whole story is sort of on the rug.
Yeah, but if it was someone else, different story. But
yeah,
yeah. So thank you, Zeez. Appreciate you.
Can you not get 4 sacks against us next year? Can you not? Yeah. Can you sit out those 2 games we play against you? Because I just know you're gonna have a career year. Because he was a good player, he just could never stay on the field. Was his only issue.
There is gonna be so less pressure on him with Philly to the point where like he's gonna get limited playing time, I'm sure. But that limited playing time is gonna benefit him so much. Yeah, but it's gonna benefit him so much to because he doesn't have to be that main pass rusher. He can sit behind or come in at certain times, and that helps with his health as well. The less snaps, the better, especially with his health history. The more snaps he plays, the more likely he's going to get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you, sir, for your time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really miss you that much. So, and you know the Eagles.
I miss him. I liked them. Yeah, I thought it'd be a nice depth piece to have, but I'm not gonna oh no, we lost to Zito Jalari, the whole season's over. I'm more upset he went to the Eagles, and I'm like, this is just gonna be Saquon Barkley 2.0, isn't it?
Everyone joining.
He's just going to embarrass us, and to be another season, and I just can't stand that.
All the former Giants are
leaving. Just stop going to division rivals, please. For the love of God, go to Houston.
Yeah, a lot of Giants players going to the Eagles. I believe
Saquon Barkley probably just recruiting them out there.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So Ojulari joined the Eagles. Patrick Johnson, a backup linebacker, joined the Eagles, and a cornerback, Adoree Jackson, also going to the Eagles.
And don't forget, James Bradbury went to the Eagles. It's been rough.
It's been. You can't beat them, join them, right? And that's what
pretty much. That's what they've been doing.
Yeah. All right, and as you guys could tell by the thumbnail for today's show, Jameis Winston is possibly an option for the Giants. Yes, he's someone that I feel like me and you both agree on in terms of
I love him.
Someone we want in the building. He is visiting the team today, so we'll see if we let him leave with a contract or without a contract. We shall see. We've brought in so far Russell Wilson, who visited the team on Friday. We also brought in Joe Flacco. But Winston is the third guy that we are bringing in for a visit. Aaron Rodgers did not visit us yet because he is a diva.
No one knows where he is.
And he is pissing me off very much.
Oh my God. Did you see the chef? No, Rappaport said yesterday he might hold off his decision to the NFL draft.
Yes, I did see that.
If that's the case, sign Wilson or Winston because he's already a headache. He's a headache and he's not even here yet.
Yeah, well, apparently we're going to wait. We are happy to wait as long as it takes for him.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Did we just see what he did for the Jets? The juice is not worth the squeeze here, and he's such a He's proving why he's not a good quarterback for this team to bring in. He's such a distraction.
Yeah. Look, I ain't going to lie to you. I did remember telling you and on this show that I wanted Rodgers on this team. I could advocate and talk myself into loving Rodgers on this team. Now with this whole waiting stuff, it's irritating. It's because what are we doing? He
doesn't have options. He's got 2.5 options.
His season last year does not make me want to wait for it. It's a different story if he had a fantastic season last year. And look, I understand it's his first year back from his Achilles injury. I know. We all know that.
Okay, but he's also 40.
Thank you. Yes, he's 40. So, and we're waiting for him. Pittsburgh's waiting. Minnesota's is obviously in the race as well.
I think that's a lot of. I think they want to bring in a veteran, and it's a lot of more smoke than fire. I think they're just looking for a veteran to bring in for McCarthy, and everyone's saying Rodgers because of the Brett Favre thing.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're Rodgers, Minnesota is out of the picture because if McCarthy plays well in camp and preseason, they're not going to sit him out again.
No. And does Rodgers want to mentor a young guy? He was not very kind to Jordan Love.
He's not going to wait this long just to be a mentor. No. So it's either
you bring in a guy like Wilson, you bring in a guy like Jameis, they will actually sit and mentor the young guy. Wilson just did it in Pittsburgh. And he's like, all right, I'll sit on the bench if it means the young kids can go in and play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then with their age too, like they still have years ahead of them to where like if they, they can play, if not say Rodgers can't play if needed, but it's Rodgers at the age where he maybe has a one good year left in him and then he has to call it quits.
Yeah.
And he's, there's been times where we're hearing that he might call quits this year if he doesn't sign with the team. So are we really gonna wait that long? Like that, I love that we're doing our due diligence and bringing guys in for visits. I am upset that we didn't, sign Russ to a contract. He was at the facility like all day.
Yeah. Well, he was at the facility all day last year too, and they wanted to sign. The Giants almost had him signed last year, but they didn't want to give him the starting spot.
Yeah, because we believed in our guy.
We believed in Daniel freaking Jones, the $14 million man in Indianapolis.
Indiana Jones. Da, 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 da.
If only he was so many great nicknames. If only this guy was good.
I know, dude. That's the thing.
He might have the best nickname repertoire for a bad player.
Indiana Jones, Danny Dimes, Vanilla Vic.
Vanilla Vic is the best one. That is an incredible name.
Man, dude, I'm telling you, if he was good, he'd be even more of a fan favorite.
He'd be the most popular player in the league because of all his stupid nicknames.
Because of us. Yeah.
Exactly.
He's in Indianapolis now, so we'll see if he can take the job away from AR-15. Anthony Richardson.
That's also a really good. Man, the Colts have a great nickname room right now.
They really do.
AR-15 and Vanilla Vic.
That's just the players suck. But hey, one of them.
Like, man, if either one of them can be good, they have such great marketing opportunities.
Hey, one of them has to play quarterback. It's going to be one of them next year. But yeah, Jameis Winston, 31 years old. He's literally the definition of ups and downs for a quarterback. Was 2-5 last year as a starter for the Browns. Had 13 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. And a lot of us know him for his 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in 2019.
30-30 season.
Yep.
When he's the baseball numbers out here.
And he had a 30-30 season, but not the good 30-30 season that we're used to, that we're accustomed to seeing in baseball. But yeah, he was with the Bucks at that time, and that's when he also threw for over 5,100 yards, which led the league. So it was a good statistical season from a yards and touchdown perspective, just not the interceptions. So, but yeah, with him, I will say I am. If we do sign him, I'll be very happy. It still allows us to get a rookie quarterback, obviously. No signing we make this offseason at quarterback will prevent us from getting a quarterback.
But if there is one, I think Winston is the easiest one. Yes. Like I feel like it's like Flacco, you have to draft a quarterback. Winston, you're probably drafting a quarterback. Wilson, most likely, and Rodgers, you are, but you have to sit him for a year. So there's no use in giving a first-round pick on one.
Yeah, Flacco. So in terms of, I guess, how do I say this? I'll just say it. So Flacco is a guy who, if we sign him, the rookie is definitely starting. If we sign Wilson,
or we'll be starting within a month. Like Flacco might start opening day, but like by week 5, the rookie's in there.
Yeah, I would say if we sign a Winston, the rookie will likely still start.
But it'd be like December we see him, or November.
But then it's with Russ. I think the rookie does sit out a year if we do sign Russ, because
Rodgers is don't even bother with him.
I swear he's pissing me off, dude. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's a report this morning saying that we'll wait for him, and I'm just like,
no, because here's the problem with waiting for him. There's this nightmare scenario where we wait for him and everyone else signs, and we're stuck. We're like, man, like we have to start Tommy DeVito because it's nobody else.
Like we get the rookie, but then we're left with the rookie and DeVito and maybe some weird option on the market.
Like, what do you mean Trevor Siemian is still out there? You know?
Random name
going back.
Most randomest name we could think of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm tired of it, dude. So we'll figure it out. Obviously, maybe we'll hear something today with Winston visiting the Giants. But yeah, I don't know. It's just stupid that we're waiting for this aging veteran. And I said, I want him here. Just the fact that he's making us wait. It's ridiculous.
It's Aaron Rodgers. Like, of course, you want Aaron Rodgers to be your starting quarterback, and we've had such bad quarterback play for the past 3 years that having a Hall of Fame quarterback would be a blessing.
Yeah,
but I don't want. He's not at the point where I'm okay sitting and waiting forever on him.
I don't want to do that. So
no.
Yes. Also, Brandon Graham has announced his retirement from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Good.
Ever since joining the NFL, yeah, he's been really good for them, and he's terrorized Giants offenses for quite some time.
Every Eagle has. When was the last time we went 2-0 against the Eagles? Or how about the last time before Week 18 in 2022, we went into Philadelphia and won a football game?
I don't know.
I'm guarantee you, I think it was probably before Super Bowl. Hang on. I'm looking at, I have a schedule on my wall. I'm going to say week 3 of 2011. I want to say.
The last time we swept the Eagles?
Game. I don't know. Don't say away or not.
All I know is it's
been a while.
It's been some time, I tell you that. Yeah, since 2015, the Giants are 4-16 against Philadelphia.
I bet you they're 4-16, so they're 1-9 in Philly.
We cannot win at Lincoln Financial Field.
No,
man, that's a good pick.
That was Eli's always biggest. Eli's kryptonite was always the Eagles. He could never beat the Eagles.
That's why I'm hoping whatever quarterback we get next, they figure it out. They can beat the Eagles. Well, now we gotta because now we gotta deal with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders. So
right. Well, I feel like the Eagles and Commanders are the two bigger ones.
Yeah.
What are the Cowboys this offseason? I mean,
the Cowboys are the new Commanders now.
I think the Mavericks curse have also cursed the Cowboys as well.
I got this one. We have to beat the Cowboys and sweep them because they're
once. We beat the Cowboys once. I don't talk about sweep yet because we're still a bad team. Just beat them once. Split the series.
Beat them and beat them at home. Don't beat them. Okay.
Yeah.
Because we always lose at AT&T.
Yeah.
We always lose at Lincoln. We always lose at AT&T. We usually sweep the Commanders, but they're obviously better now with Daniels.
Yeah. So. No, that's not happening anymore.
Still, will never forget the Week 2 game. First team to score 3 touchdowns. Not make an extra point.
Yeah, no, that one's on Dable for not. That's on Dable and Shane for not bringing a kicker. Gano's hurt. Just bring in a kicker for the week. Just have him just.
And he got hurt on a kickoff.
Yes.
Freaking stupid, man.
He got hurt in the kickoff, but it wasn't like he hurt himself. He already was injured, was playing through injury, and made it worse on the kickoff. Why was there no backup kicker to begin with?
Man, that's so stupid, but memories.
Not the good memories.
No, not indeed. And then finally, before we move on to the baseball talk, Jordan Renan saying that the Giants trading for the number 1 pick is now dead, with the Titans not signing any quarterback other than Brandon Allen this offseason. So it's more than likely Titans will go Cam Ward at number 1. Plan A was Matthew Stafford for the Giants this offseason. That failed. And then that obviously Plan B was Plan C is Rodgers now, but looks like it's going to be Plan D if he makes his weight at this point in time. So, but yeah, Tennessee likely going for Cam Ward, but the Browns did, bring in Kenny Pickett and is saying that he will get an opportunity to start. So that might better our odds at getting Shedeur Sanders.
Sure. But they also did say that about Brian Hoyer and still drafted Johnny Manziel. So
yeah, and Hoyer was pissed at Manziel.
Yeah. I mean, it's 50-50 whatever the Browns do, I think. I think it's 50-50 quarterback or other position.
Well, hopefully they don't get our guy. Because if he's there at 3, no doubt.
He's there at 3. All the signs point to the Giants picking him. But
yeah, all signs go to that. Yeah. Other than that, before I move on to baseball, actually, so in terms of free agency for the Giants, it's been pretty much done now.
Yeah.
There's no more signing, to seems
the
like.
Quarterback's the only signing left. Besides some depth moves here and there. But now it's all on the draft.
Yeah, we signed a few guys since our last episode, we signed Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles, who's a linebacker, to a 1-year deal. He's a depth move. He'll serve his role as a veteran linebacker and also special teams. So him and CJ Board, CJ Board, who was signed this past offseason. They replaced Matthew Adams and Ty Summers on special teams. So, Flanagan-Fowles can play defense, obviously has some value there, but he's just not someone that's going to start or anything like that. We also signed Jeremiah Ledbetter, who is a depth piece on the defensive line. And it just seems like we're not going to sign a capable DT2 opposite of Lawrence, as we're just going to try to work with depth and succeed that way.
Maybe we'll draft one. I heard maybe Mason Graham has been a guy for the Giants at 3 they've liked, but we'll see.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna throw myself off the roof, but I'm not gonna be a happy Giants fan if we get Mason Graham at 3. It's not because of Graham. It's just just too high. But Ledbetter, definitely a depth piece, and I swear to God, he better not start at all, because he last year had a 28% run stop win rate.
Jesus, why would you bring this guy in?
I know. Joe, come on, Joe.
Yo, you've done a good job so far, but what's this?
You have done a great job so far. You brought back Amir Smith-Marset, which is fantastic. And you brought back Greg Van Roten last week, which is great too. You're not doing the right thing here by. No, sorry. There were other depth pieces better, I'm sure. Than Jeremiah Ledbetter. Okay, so never heard of him in my life, anyways. And then because we got to save time for baseball, we got a lot to talk about baseball wise. Bengals paying their guys Jamar Chase 4 years, $161 million. T Higgins 4 years, $115 million. So Joe Burrow got his wish. Both of his guys
he got his weapons, but his defense is going to be horrific. So
that's going to be tough to. Defensively, that's still an issue. They're not sure. No, we're not sure about the future of Trey Hendrickson, who requested a trade.
He's gone. Dude, I think he's gone.
It's still a possibility they can bring him back. It's not dead quite yet. But it's cap wise, it's gonna be a bit difficult. But interesting note from Joseph Asai, who is the outside linebacker for the Bengals, saying signing Chase and Higgins makes defense easier, actually, because the defensive coordinator and the defense can play freely and just bring the ball back to the offense because they know they are going to score. I agree. Now, I'm a sucker for shootouts. So I love me a 41-35 game here and there. But yeah, look, in all seriousness, the Bengals defense is a cause for concern. We've talked about it a few times in the past few weeks or so. They brought back Al Golden. They brought in Al Golden. Yes, the DC coming from the Fighting Irish. Yes, sir. But yeah, look, they still need a lot of pieces defensively to short things up there. So hopefully they adjust that in the draft. But yeah, their offense isn't perfect still. I'm glad they brought back. Honestly, I'm happy that they brought back the 2 best weapons. I feel like copying the Philadelphia route is sort of the right thing to do in terms of paying.
But everyone's doing, so why not?
Yeah. They don't have a Saquon Barkley, but Chase Brown is like more than capable RB1 like we saw last year. But O-line is definitely a need. So honestly, in my opinion, Tyler Booker, who is a guard from Bama, he's a guy to watch out for in the draft. Gray Zabel, who's an underrated guy from North Dakota State, in the draft as well at offensive tackle. And then if they want to go, in the mid rounds for a lineman, Donovan Jackson is a guy to watch out for. But O-line and defense is what they need to address in the draft because even though Osai was saying like they can play free and everything, you don't want to put too much pressure on the offense because they are more than capable of scoring, but just gotta play some defense. So. And then Cooper Kupp, 3 years, $45 million, going to Seattle. So he's going back to his home college state in Washington. As he played for the Cougars.
Go to the Wazoo.
No, Eastern Washington. No, he played for the Eastern Washington. My apologies. Played for Eastern Washington. Yeah, I like it. You know,
Yeah,
look,
they gave Sam
Seattle
Darnold someone to throw to, just besides Jackson Smith and Jigba. So
yeah, they look worse though.
Oh yeah, so much worse.
Yeah, anyone would take Smith, Lockett, and Metcalf than Darnold, Cup, and JS. I don't know what they're doing over there. I'm sorry.
Weird.
No idea what they're doing in Seattle. But hey.
But you know what? We said the same thing when they traded Russ, and it worked out for them. So maybe they can catch lightning in the bottle twice.
Yeah. Or they'll just wet the bed. But who knows? All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. AL NL East previews. We'll start with the AL East because let's get them out of the way first. And we'll start with the Yankees, the New York Yankees. Look, they made it to the World Series last year. Good for them.
First time since 09.
Yes, first time since 09. And pretty good offseason. They brought in notable guys: Max Fried, Cody Bellinger, Devin Williams, who's a relief pitcher. They tried to bring back Juan Soto, but they failed miserably, as Brian knows quite well. So to replace him, not replacing him at the position, but they brought in, like I mentioned, Fried, Bellinger, Williams. They signed Paul Goldschmidt.
They used the money elsewhere to address multiple positions besides just one player.
Mm-hmm. But they will have to hope for the best because they do have flaws on their roster. So, at third base is a major concern there. Is it going to be DJ LeMahieu or is it going to be Oswaldo Cabrera? Can Jazz Chisholm stay healthy? We'll see. And then Jason Dominguez, in terms of him, we'll see what happens there. But overall, the Yankees lineup looks like this for 2024 or 2025, I should say. Austin Wells, Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt, Jazz Chisholm, Jason Dominguez, Ben Rice at DH, Anthony Volpe, and Oswaldo Cabrera rounding out the 9 projected lineup guys for opening day, according to MLB.com. Austin Wells is a catcher. Yep. He's projected to lead off, which is something I don't see.
You don't see that very often, but that's just, I think he's leading off right now because they want Volpe to be the leadoff hitter, but they don't want to rush him into it. Volpe, if Volpe can grow into the play they expect him, he'll be the leadoff hitter for the next decade.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a catcher, but
yeah,
at what you said with his on-base potential or on-base skills, pretty good.
Yeah.
Rotation wise, Carlos Rodon's on up top, followed by Max Fried, Marcus Stroman, Will Warren, and Clark Schmidt. And for those of you who are wondering about Garrett Cole, he's out for the year. Yeah, Tommy John and Luis Gil was also a candidate to start opening day, but he was going to be out for the next few months with a right latch strain. So Max Fried, good signing for them for obvious reasons, and he's going to be their ace. Or their second guy.
Well, I think he's their ace because you can't count on Rodon at all. Rodon struggled in Yankee Stadium, and it's been a really hard time staying on the field.
Well,
the Yankees really good on paper, but there's a lot. They can blow up very easily.
I get you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well.
Yeah, because we're banking on Bellinger and Goldschmidt. Like, what Bellinger and Goldschmidt are we getting? Like, are we going to get the MVP season we got for them, or is it the regression that we have been seeing over the past couple? Exactly. And if that happens, then this lineup is solely relying on Aaron Judge, and we've seen in the past that doesn't work. You can get to the playoffs with that, but once you run to like a team like like the Astros or the Mariners, that's not going to work.
So. Yeah, I mean, it was some great signings they made.
Yeah, it's just the injury bug. Their pitching was so good. Like, I think that they built this team around being a really strong pitching team and just kind of hoping the offense could stay average. But losing Gil and then losing Cole struck such big blows into that plan that now they're like, well, we have to have the offense do a little bit better. It puts more pressure on them. So I think this is a Yankee team that's so good. They're going to make the playoffs. I think they're like the second wild card in the AL, but don't be surprised if we're sitting in the first couple months like, man, the Yankees are falling apart.
Yeah, I expect, but if the Yankees are going to succeed this year, especially offensively, I do expect better seasons from Bellinger,
Yes.
Chisholm, and then Dominguez if he can just.
Dominguez can stay in the field. Volpe can take a step forward. Chisholm does well. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. Boston Red Sox from Boston. I forgot what commercial
Sam
is that?
Adams.
Thank you very much. The Red Sox also had a pretty good offseason this year as well.
They've been the most average team in baseball the past 2 years, and they finally made moves to move past that.
Yeah, every year, including this year, they've always been looking for starting pitching, and they finally got their guy in Garrett Crochet, who was one of the best starters on the market, and trade market, I should say. And then they got Walker Buehler on a 1-year deal.
It's a great low risk, high reward signing for Buehler. He was so good, and he's just ready to get back and dominate.
Yeah, they also got Patrick Sandoval, former Angel, he's still recovering from TJ, but he's going to be a big factor if he's healthy, fully healthy, ready to go in the second half of the year. They also brought in Alex Bregman. He's going to be second base.
They don't know. He's not played second base at all in spring training, besides the backfields. So the rumor, I don't know how true it is, but there's a rumor going around that they have told Rafael Devers he's a DH and Bregman's going to third. There's a lot of drama surrounding Devers and the Red Sox right now. Devers there's I don't know how true it is. There was a report that Devers secretly asked for a trade because he didn't like that he was moving off third base. Don't be surprised if Devers is moved at some point by the Red Sox.
Shouldn't he be happy that he can just focus on hitting?
No, because he wants to be a better defender. He wants to play defense. He wants to play on both sides of the ball, and it pains him that he can't do that.
Excuse my lack of knowledge, but is Bregman a better defender, or is
Bregman's a better defender than Devers is, because Devers is a below average defender.
Yeah. Okay.
Bregman's not going to win you a Gold Glove, but he's not going to cost you a game.
Yeah, because I'm looking at MLB.com, so their lineup looks like this: Duran left field, Jarren Duran, by the way, to be exact. Devers DH, Bregman third base, Tristan Casas at first, Trevor Story shortstop, Wilyer Abreu at right field, Connor Wong at catcher, Christian Campbell at second base, and Sedani Rafaela at center field.
Yeah, Christian Campbell. So they have Campbell making the major league roster. He's one of their top. He's like the big 3 prospects they have, which all rank in the top 15 on MLB Pipeline. It's Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, and Marcel Mayer. Those are like the next big stars in Boston. Add them to Tristan Casas and Jared Durant, and you're going to have an unbelievable offensive core. So they have, and I don't think Anthony and Mayer will make the opening day roster. I think they need a little more time in the minors. But if they have Campbell making opening day, that's only going to be even better for this Red Sox team when that young group is up there ready to go.
Okay. So that the second base situation in Boston will be monitored as we head towards opening day next week. But yeah, we shall see. In terms of rotation-wise, Garrett Crochet leads the way, followed by Tanner Houck, Walker Buehler, Richard Fitz, and Quinn Priester round out the 5. Brian Bayo, Cutter Crawford, and Luis Giolito are dealing with injuries. Yeah, they're dealing with injuries, so their depth rotation-wise will be tested out of the gate.
But they have a really good depth pitching-wise. They are one of the best. Like this Red Sox team, I really think they're winning the division this year. This is a really good team that's about to get even better. Like the next dynasty in Boston is coming, and it's Boston. And it's the Red Sox.
I like that. All right, moving on. Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays.
This is a team similar to the A's, where we talked about how like there's a black cloud over the organization, kind of blocking out. Because remember, we talked about the A's have a nice young core, all these nice young players, but you never hear about them because of all the off-field drama. Similar to the Rays, only they don't have the core the A's have. Like this is a team that was built around Wander Franco, and how could they have assume that Franco would be a complete piece of human garbage? Like that was the whole plan. This whole plan was, okay, we're going to sign Franco to a 12-year deal, and we'll build the franchise around him. Oh, Franco is a piece of. Okay, yeah, time to pivot, and they haven't pivoted. And then the Stadium situation.
Well, I wonder what's going on with that. Is he in jail? No, he's not in jail.
He's gonna be in jail.
He's gonna be.
I think he's in the DR awaiting trial.
Damn.
If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I have not followed Wander Franco. I really don't care. If I never hear about him, if I never hear about it again, it's too soon.
You're welcome to love who you love. Just
as long as they're over the age 18, and if you're under the age 18 and like within reasonable stuff.
Yeah.
I've always said the rule is 2 years for me. 2 years under, 2 years over. So if you're let's say you're 25. Okay. The earliest you go is 27 and the latest is 23. That's your range. If you're dating within that, it's not weird. Anything outside of it, it gets weird.
Mm-hmm. Damn right.
Especially if you go this way.
Mm-hmm. So Franco's trial will be on June 2nd, 2025, after a judge ruled that key witnesses were not located in time for the original trial, which was on December 12th of 2024. So it's going to be some time. So maybe bring him back. I'm kidding. No. I'm kidding.
No, don't bring this guy back.
Hey, they could use him for a few games.
They could use him, yeah. But no. Like I should stick him rot in a jail cell for the rest of his life.
That's true. In all seriousness, they did bring in a few guys this year. This offseason, I should say, the Rays did. Ha-Seong Kim at shortstop, Danny Jansen at catcher, Joe Boyle at starting pitcher. But honestly, their biggest addition is honestly on the roster itself. Shane McClanahan returning from elbow surgery. Yes. Junior Caminaro, the 21-year-old, it will likely be on the opening day roster for the first time. But in terms of the departures, they did lose Jeffrey Springs this offseason to the A's. They also lost Jose Siri. But it's more that they kind of lost their roster last year, actually, during the deadline. Arezarena, Paredes, Eflin, Springs, and Siri, obviously, this offseason as well. They've lost some guys. But like you mentioned, the young core that they have will be one to monitor as well.
Yeah.
Or they don't really have a young core per se.
They're still finding the core. They brought in a lot of young players, and it's the Rays, so they're developing well. It's just who is going to take that. Who's going to become these are our cornerstone pieces. These are the guys we're going to build around. That's where the Rays struggle. They haven't found that guy yet, and that guy could be in the organization right now, and he just needs to prove himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're kind of stuck at like 500. I want to say like a good team. Not a great team.
Yeah. Junior Caminaro is going to be a bright spot on this team, but
and that could be their cornerstone piece. We just don't know yet.
We just don't know. Yeah, but he is projected to start third on the lineup at third base. So Yandy Diaz, first base, Brandon Lowe, Caminaro, Josh Lowe, Christian Morel, Jonathan Aranda, Danny Jansen at catcher, Johnny DeLuca at center field, and Taylor Walls at the shortstop position. In terms of rotation-wise, Shane McClanahan, Drew Rasmussen, Ryan Pepiot, Shane Baz, and Taj Bradley will be, it looks like, the starting rotation for the Tampa Bay Rays. So, Orioles, what's good with you? The boys from Baltimore had a pretty good offseason as well. Brought in a few guys, more notably in the starting rotation, adding Charlie Morton and Tomoyuki Sugano.
They lost Burns. That's a major loss to them. I don't think they replaced him is the problem. I think they've made decent acquisition, but there's no ace in that rotation.
Yeah. I mean, Zach Eflin is a good pitcher, but for him to be the number one guy.
You don't want to be a number one guy, especially when you're And then there's questions around this offensive core because it was really good. It has potential to be really good. But look at what they did in the second half last year. They fell apart. And is that going to repeat itself?
Yeah. They brought in Tyler O'Neill, Gary Sanchez, Ramon Arellano was signed as well. But I
like the O'Neill signing. Gary Sanchez is struggling really badly in spring training right now, so I don't love that. Like the only big addition I like is the O'Neal one.
Yeah. Looking at their lineup, looks like this: Henderson, Jordan Westbrook, Ali Rutschman, Colton Cowser, Tyler O'Neill, Ryan O'Hearn as DH, Ryan Mountcastle, Jackson Holiday, and Cedric Mullins at center field. So it's a young lineup. It's a good lineup. Not great, but it's good. Gunnar Henderson is in question, though. He is dealing with a mild right intercostal strain. So if he's on the IL to start the year,
spring training. So.
Yeah. But yeah, rotation wise, Eflin, Charlie Morton, Dean Creamer, Tomoyuki Sagano, and Cade Povich, the left-hander, round out the 5. Povich is had a good spring so far, and he's projected to be the number 5 guy. Albert Suarez is another guy that will make the team as well, but he's going to be likely in the bullpen because of Povich's outstanding or good spring so far, I should say. So, yeah, overall, good stuff there by Baltimore.
Yeah, it's basically they just need their young hitters to step up. That's what they're kind of banking on.
Yeah. And then the Blue Jays, Toronto. Damn, man.
I love the Blues. What are you talking about? They were so funny. They were in on every single free agent and didn't land a single one besides Anthony Santander.
Yeah, I think the Athletic put it best. They tried to get Juan Soto, but they settled for Anthony Santander. Yeah. They were linked to Pete Alonso, but they didn't get him. They improved their infield, but with Andres Jimenez, they got a good reliever.
Andres Jimenez is not. I love Andres Jimenez. I love him. I would not consider him an upgrade. No. I would be like, okay, this is a fine player we got here.
Yeah, they got a reliever, but it's only because everyone else passed on Jeff Hoffman because of injury.
Someone else wanted him.
Yeah, they almost got Roki Sasaki.
The Blue Jays are like that guy in the bar that's asked out every single girl, and it's 2 a.m. and he's just like, okay, what is left?
They got Max Scherzer.
Okay, I watched Max Scherzer. Not great.
Not great at all.
He was great 3 years ago. Not great.
They lost some pieces though. Romano's gone. Spencer Horwitz is gone. So yeah, Toronto looks like this: Bo Bichette, Vladdy, Santander, Springer, Dalton Varsho, Andres Jimenez, Alejandro Kirk, Will Wagner at DH, and Ernie Clement at third base. Yeah, the offense is good.
The offense is fine, but it's just they're just not. They need everything to break right for them to go 500, let alone make a run at the playoffs. So the smarter move would just be to tear down and start the rebuild now, because you're not beating Boston, you're not beating the Yankees, you're not beating Baltimore. Maybe you could beat Tampa Bay. All right, yeah. You have 3 teams ahead of you. You're not beating in your own division. Tear down now, wait for their windows to end, and then that hopefully is when your window starts.
Yeah. They were 74 wins last year?
Yeah.
So I just don't.
This is going to be the summer of, is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. going to get traded at the deadline? Because he's not re-signing in Toronto. They're too far apart. So they almost should trade him. They should have probably traded him this offseason and got a big package for him in return because of the extra year left. At the deadline, they'll probably get something good for him, but not like they could have if they traded him this past year.
Yeah. Rotation-wise, Jose Barrios, Kevin Gausman, Chris Bassett, Max Scherzer, and Bolden Francis round up
and it's
5.
An old rotation.
Yes,
Bassett's 36. Scherzer's 40. Gausman, I think, 34. Like, a lot of your key guys are over the age of 35 or just about to hit 35. That's not a recipe for success long term.
Yeah. So, yeah, I want to get to the NL East. So, real quick, predictions.
I got Red Sox, Orioles, Yankees, Rays, Blue Jays.
Yankees, Orioles, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Rays.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. Feel bad for Tampa though.
Poor guys. They've gone through it. They've just moved to Orlando. Why don't they move to Orlando?
I don't know.
Because I know you still want Tampa Bay, but like you can move to Orlando and still kind of have the Tampa Bay people while building the Orlando at the same time.
Yeah. But man, they got to play in the Yankees minor league stadium.
That's such an embarrassing thing. I understand why they're doing it because it is in Tampa, but like at that point, why you're playing in the Yankee spring training park? Play in your own spring training park.
Yeah. See, they don't have a choice. The A's, they had a choice.
Yeah.
But all right, on to the East, our NL East.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get through the 4 teams.
We'll save the Mets towards the end. We'll close off with
towards the end.
They'll be fun.
We'll start with we'll go with who do I want to cover first? We'll go with the Braves first, right? Yeah. The Atlanta Braves this offseason. Look, they're a good team always, every single year.
They won 89 games last year without guys like Acuna in their lineup.
Yes. So I think for me and for both of us, we can agree their biggest additions is just honestly getting their guys back healthy. Spencer Strider, Acuna, Albies, Murphy, Austin Riley. Like getting those guys back is going to be helpful. In terms of true signings, they didn't really have a lot of.
No. Jurickson Profar was nice. It was a nice little move for them.
Take some pressure off Jared Kelenic, but they brought in Nick Allen, who, I know him quite well from his time with the A's.
They also brought in James McCann to be their back. I don't know if he's going to be the minor league catcher or not, but that's not going to. I guarantee you, watch the first weekend the Mets play the Braves, James McCann will be on that roster. Guarantee it.
Okay. Good. Hey, keep that.
The Braves do this all the time. They sign guys the Mets cut. Robinson Cano, Luis Guillorme, Travis d'Arnaud. That's all they do. It's so annoying.
Just to irritate you guys.
I think so.
That's
they literally signed Robinson Cano. He played the 3 games against us, and then they cut him.
Yeah. Just to play it. They sign him just to play you guys and then cut him after when they're like, all right, you're not needed anymore. You can go away.
You've served your purpose.
Yeah. But their lineup looks like this. Jurickson Profar, Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Marcell Ozuna, Ozzie Albies, Michael Harris II at center field, Drake Baldwin at catcher, while Sean Murphy gets healthy, Jared Kelenic at right field, and Orlando Arcia at the shortstop position.
I mean, 2 of those are, like you said, when Murphy and Acuna get healthy, they'll slide right into that rotation, right in that lineup when you need to go.
Yes, sir. That is correct. Rotation-wise, Chris Sale, Renato Lopez, Spencer Schwallenbach. Ooh, that's a good one. Grant Holmes and Ian Anderson are your rotation guys, but same thing with Acuna. Once Spencer Strider comes back, this rotation will look a little bit different.
The only thing to watch with the Braves rotation is that a lot of their guys are coming off career years, and not just like in career years pitching wise, and career highs in innings pitched. And I'm not talking about like 10 to 15. I'm talking like 50 to 60 innings over what their previous career high was. So what's that going to do? How is taxing your arm that much the previous season going to affect this season? I'm not saying it's not going to work. It's just something to watch.
Okay.
Like Schwallenbach, I think he threw 50 more innings than he ever did in any career. How does a young pitcher bounce back from that? We have to see.
Yeah. Atlanta's a team to watch out for when healthy, obviously.
Oh, when they're healthy, they're the class of the NL East. Non-biasedly, they are the class of the NL East when they are healthy. And they'll probably win it this year.
That's a big if, right?
Yeah.
That's a big if to stay healthy.
Big if, and like Ozuna and Chris Sale, can they repeat what they did last year?
That's right. All right. The Marlins.
The Marlins should send a Christmas card to like the A's and Rays every single year because they always just their dysfunction masks how bad the Miami Marlins are.
You want to guess what their biggest addition was?
Is it their manager, Clayton McCollum?
The Athletic said.
Sounds about right.
The Athletic.
I like Clayton McCollum. I wanted to be the Mets manager 2 years ago when we brought in Mendoza. There's an article on Belly Sports right now. You can go find it where I list potential Mets manager. And he's the top guy I name.
Oh, no. In terms of your article, whatever you put out is outstanding. It's just.
Oh no! I'm not saying it's more of the Marlins. That's their big. Do you realize the Marlins only have 2 starters in that lineup? They said there's only 2 guys that they plan on starting 162 games. Every other position is going to be platoons.
Their lineup was ugly as heck.
Oh, it's terrible. They're going to lose. They're going to lose 100 games.
I mean, Lazardo's gone to the Phillies. Jake Berger is gone.
Sandy Alcantara's back for about half the season before he's traded away.
The Athletic is too funny, bro. They said, well, at least they have a manager. And then they said Sandy Alcantara is going to return from a year, lost to injury, look around the clubhouse, and have no idea who these people are. Holy
Who are you people?
I'm scared. Get me out. No, but oh my god, the lineup looks like crap. Xavier Edwards at shortstop, followed by Colin Norby, Jonah Bride, the former A, Matt Mervis, Derek Hill, Griffin Conine, Otto Lopez, Kyle Stower, and Nick Fortes.
Outside that 1-2, no one's going to start more than 90 games for that team.
Wow. This team sucks.
This is going to be the closest team ever does to like football substitutions. We'll just summon guys in and out. It's like, I don't know. Just figure it out.
Know, just put them in there, I guess. Yeah. The rotation-wise, Alcantara, Cal Quantrill, Ryan Weathers, Connor Gillespie, and Matt Meyer are the 5 guys. And then once Edward Cabrera kind of starts to get healthy again, he'll likely be that number 2 spot behind Alcantara. But
before they're both traded at the deadline.
You're damn right. But yeah, it's tough in Miami, man. There's not much to look forward to over there. But you know, there's
no positives. Marlins are just like, I don't know. Watch your minor league teams, I guess.
Nothing. But
the state of Florida, the state of baseball in Florida is horrific.
Yeah. One has no stadium. The other sucks.
One has no stadium. The other one doesn't have players.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's one team that's young that won't finish in last place, yet they won't contend either. They'll just be competitive. And that's the Washington Nationals.
Oh, I wish it were in my division because I would love them.
Yeah.
If they played like NL Central, I would be like, this is my favorite team, not named the New York Mets.
They're a really young core. They're a young core. They added some pieces, Nathaniel Lowe, Josh Bell, into that lineup.
Which is smart. Bring in some veterans to kind of show guys like Dylan Cruz, James Woods, how to be major league players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll be a thorn in the Braves, Phillies, and Mets side this season for sure. But yeah, the lineup looks good. CJ Abrams, Dylan Cruz, James Wood, Nathaniel Lowe, Josh Bell, Luis Garcia, Keeper Ruiz at catcher, Paul DeJong at third base, and Jacob Young at center field. So this team, it's a
solid lineup. That's a solid lineup. If they were in any other division, they'd probably be a 500 team. The problem is they're facing 3 really good playoff teams, so they'll probably lose a little bit more than they probably should. But this is a really good lineup.
I could see 65 wins.
I'm going to go crazy and say 72.
Okay.
I think this could be a 72-win team.
Mm-hmm.
I know 72 wins isn't great, but in this division with these powerhouses, that's really good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and then rotation-wise, Mackenzie Gore, Jake Irvin, Michael Soroka, Mitchell Parker, and Trevor Williams are the 5. And they have some depth as well.
Williams is a really good pitcher because he can give you innings as a starter, and if you need him, throw him in the pen for a few weeks. They'll be fine. Be that swing guy. He's a really good swing guy.
They have some depth as well behind those guys. They have needed DJ Hers and Shishoki Osa. Wow.
And they finally don't have Patrick Corbin. They don't have Patrick Corbin anymore, which is just a major upgrade.
And they also re-signed Trevor Williams as well. We talked about Soroka. Jorge Lopez was signed as well. There's no true ace, nor is there a closer for the Nationals. But
their ace is hoping Gore can be the ace, is what their ace situation is. They're like, we want Gore to be the ace.
Yeah, he's a young guy that, obviously was a top prospect with the Padres. Didn't work out there. Traded to the Nationals.
The Juan Soto trade, actually. Him and Abrams were the big pieces in the Juan Soto trade.
Everything ties back to Mr. Soto.
Oh, everything does. We can run everything back to Mr. Soto.
And then, the Phillies, my second other favorite team. Yeah, they didn't really do too much this offseason. They brought in Jesus Luzardo, Max Kepler, Jordan Romano joins the bullpen as well. But hey, this team, the Phillies, they're
It's a really good team.
Always a playoff contender. They are getting older, which is
that's the problem. The Phillies remind me a lot of the Rangers in hockey, where they have a really good team on paper. It just feels like they need a shakeup to kind of get back to like that World Series level expectation, you know? Like, I think you guys are going to make the playoffs, be a really good team all season. It just feels like you're missing something because every year you've regressed. You know, you went from losing the World Series, then you lost in the Championship Series, then you lost in the DS. Like, you kind of always regress and just need some sort of shakeup to kind of get back up, you know?
Yeah, ever since their World Series run, man, it's just they've gotten worse, but not worse, but it's like they lose like around. So like the year after they lost in the NLCS, and after that they lost the NLDS.
Around, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, you need something. Like, is it moving a Kyle Schwarber? Is it moving a Castellanos? Like, moving one of these key guys to send a message.
And it's like for Philly,
Harper's untouchable. He's the only untouchable guy in that team.
But I just don't think, and I love the idea that you're proposing. Right. I just don't think they'll do it.
No, they won't do it. They won't do it. But I'm pitching it out there. Like, is that what you need just to shake things up a little bit? Because has the roster gone dry? Needs a couple new faces.
Yeah, the line looks like this. Trey Turner is more than likely to actually bat leadoff this year instead of Schwarber.
They're going to do leadoff this year with him.
Okay. It seems like it. That's the goal. Yeah, followed by Harper, Bohm, Schwarber will be the number 4 guy, followed by Castellanos, Kepler, Realmuto, Bryson Stott, and Brandon Marsh at center field.
They're running a more traditional lineup.
Yes. So no, wow, I can't think of his name. The other center fielder, Johan Rojas, is not going to be a starter. There you go. I like him a lot. He got some speed to him, but looks like we'll probably put Marsh out there instead. Rotation-wise, Wheeler, Luzardo, Aaron Nola.
It's one of the best in baseball.
Yeah, it's a good one, dude. If Luzardo can, do his thing, that rotation is sweet. That is sweet. Plus, Andrew Painter is a guy to watch as well for the Phillies. I know that name. I think this Phillies team, if all goes to plan, they will be the most dangerous team in the East. I know we talked about the Braves. Your Mets are coming up in just a bit. But I think rotation-wise, Harper. This is if. I know I'm bringing up a lot of ifs, but if Harper and Schwarber and Turner are hot, I'm telling you, man, this team is going to the World Series. But it's just a big if.
If they're hot and if their bullpen can stay together, because that was their big kryptonite against the Mets that series was that bullpen falling apart, right?
Yes.
Because Wheeler gave you 7 great innings in Game 1, and your bullpen came in the 8th and completely fell apart.
Yeah, the bullpen is still the same in terms of we brought in Morano. Alvarado is still here, and he's been better this spring. Actually has 0.00 ERA.
Like it's good. Spring. It's good, and it's a good indicator of what's to come. But when the lights shine brightest, what are we going to see? Are we going to see spring trading, or are we going to see what he did in the NLDS last year? Because he was the guy that gave up the home run to Mr. Lindor.
Yes, he did. So the bullpen wise, Alvarado. I know we don't talk bullpens much, but for NL East sake,
your opening day bullpen is not going to be your bullpen on the last day of the season.
No, sir.
It's going to change so much.
They're going to add some pieces. They have to.
Yes.
According to ESPN, it's Alvarado, Orion Kerkering, Tanner Banks, Jose Ruiz, and Taijuan Walker in the bullpen, and then closer wise,
Walker on the bullpen. What an overpaid contract that was.
I know. One of the worst mistakes.
He's making like $25 million, right?
Yeah, he's making.
You're thinking $25 million to be your long man. That's a bad sign, guys.
Fan-freaking-tastic, am I right?
Why did you not dump that contract?
I don't know. I guess we believe in him. I guess he's been sort of better this spring.
But that's such a massive contract for just not. I knew as soon as you signed that contract, like, I like Walker, but I was not paying him that much money.
Yeah, but when the Phillies are good, hopefully this is the year they make a run at a chip, but make a run and truly win the chip. We shall see.
All right, settle in, everyone.
All you, my friend.
We got the New York Mets, who is finally embraced the Steve Cohen era with Juan Soto. I mean, like, since June of last year, who has been the best team in Major League Baseball?
The Mets.
It's been the Mets. It's been the New York Mets with the OMG, the Grimace. Now, we lost Iglesias, which it stinks, but like a player like Iglesias coming out of nowhere, batting .337, contributing the way he did, he's not going to repeat that. All right, it's so hard to catch lightning in the bottle like that twice. Is he a good clubhouse guy? Sure. I'm sure the Padres will love him in the clubhouse out there, but I just couldn't expect him to repeat what he did last year. But of course, if you're talking about the Mets, the one thing you talk about is Juan Soto coming to the New York Mets. 15 years, 700, I don't even know, $760 million. The best day of my life. He is going to transform this Mets team. This put the Mets on the map. It's like, okay, we are now ready. We're coming with one of the best lineups in all of baseball. Leading off, Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto batting second, Pete Alonso batting third. Fangraphs has Brandon Nimmo batting fourth. I would throw Mark Vientos batting fourth. That's just me. So Nimmo 4, Vientos 5. Jesse Winker batting 6 as a DH. Jose Siri batting 7 center field. And, of course, the Mets are dealing with 2 injuries to Jeff McNeil and Francisco Alvarez. The Alvarez is a major blow. He was a really wild card this season. If he could pick up that power, this lineup would be even more dangerous. Broke his hamlet bone. He's going to be out till probably mid-May. And the hamlet bone is such a weird injury. Like, his power might be zapped for the whole season. So we don't know what we're going to get from him. The McNeil, it stinks because, he's a starter and he's a good utility player. But he's been declining. If anyone the Mets want to move, it's him. So I like the idea of putting Brett Beatty and Luis Angel Acuna. They're going to be platooning the first couple weeks of the season. So, hey, if I'm the Mets, whichever one does better, say it's Acuna does better, Acuna's your starter. You move McNeil to the bench for him to be your utility guy, and then you move Beatty back down to the minors to kind of, get more starts. Pitching-wise, we've heard so much about the Mets pitching. How it's, oh my God, Clay Holmes is your third starter. Blah, 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 blah. It's terrible. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say this is a great rotation. There are major question marks. I understand that. But the Mets also have the lowest ERA in all of spring training. I know it's only spring training, but like I said with, Alvarez in the last segment, it's a good omen for what's to come. So Clay Holmes is going to be our opening day starter. I know it's surprising, but hey, dude's going to get up 2 runs all spring training. The guys looked terrific out there. He's developed a new pitch. The kick change looked like a complete game changer for him. He's really earned opening day starts, and I'm excited to see him. Kodai Senga, out all of last year, and projected to be our ace. Now he's back in there. If he could just give us what he did in 2023, I'm sorry, we're set. We're set with him. David Peterson, kind of the surprise of last year's playoffs, was a guy that pitched in the bullpen, pitched on a stretch. After they figured out that he was pitching with a broken hip, he's done pretty well. So I like him in the third spot. We're going to do well. And the fourth and fifth spot, they're giving it to Trevor McGill and Griffin Canning. I really like Griffin Canning. I think even when guys like Manaea and Montas come back, Griffin Canning has to stay in this rotation. He has done exceptionally well in spring training so far. So the pitching rotation is not what I want it to be. I think this team's going to acquire a starter, but if the hitting could be what it is, it's going to be the best lineup the Mets have ever have. I mean, Lindor and Soto top rotation. It's hard to find a better 1-2 punch in all of baseball. And this is a message for Met fans out there. If Francisco Lindor has a bad start to the regular season, do not boo him. Do not say he's washed. Don't say anything. Because he was in the midst of his worst slump last year, and we put him in the leadoff spot, and he will not have an MVP season. He's a player that gets off to slow starts. That's fine. So, yeah, that's the New York Mets. That's their lineup. I'm so excited.
I love your positivity. I love your happiness when it comes to the Mets, man. It's funny and it's funny and I love it. Quick question though. I'm not sure if you mentioned, so Manaea and Montas are going to be out to start the year.
Montas has a lat strain. He's out like 6-8 weeks. Manaea, I forgot he might also have a lat strain. He's already throwing again, so he's gonna miss 2 to 3 weeks. I expect him back like end of April. So when Manaea's coming back.
When they both come back, Manaea and Montas. So I know you want Canning, to stay. So do you see Peterson and McGill?
No. So I think what they'll do is they want to do a 6-man rotation because of Senga. Because of in Japan they do 6-man rotation. So I expect them to move McGill to the bullpen to be the long man and slot in Montas and Manaea in the rotation.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Well,
division wise. Phillies, Mets, Braves, Nats, Marlins.
I have Braves, Mets, Phillies, Nats, Marlins.
And we can both agree that the top 3 teams, no matter who they are,
playoff teams. Yeah,
I agree. Fantastic.
I think the playoffs are the winner of the NL East, the 2 runner-ups, whoever's in second place in the NL West, and then the Dodgers and whoever wins the Central.
Yes, 6 teams.
Yeah. So basically the Diamondbacks and the Padres will be fighting for that last spot.
Pretty much. So,
but maybe like the Brewers playing spoiler, kind of be like right there, but not just getting there. I think it's the Cubs division to lose.
The playoffs will run through the East.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, no, through the Dodgers.
Well, the playoffs run through LA, but the East is the best competition LA has.
Yeah, damn right. You're damn right. Alrighty. Well, that was fun. I like it. I love it. I wanted to get to the Mets, segment because for you and your enthusiasm and everything. So I'm very excited to see how the Mets offense operates, man. That's gonna be fun to watch. But all right.
I want the Mets to win because they're one of our coworker Eric Katz has been talking so much crap about them, and I just want them to win.
I know.
It's pissing me off. I'm like, I know you're just salty about Soto. I can't prove it, but I know you're salty.
You may not say it directly, but I know it. It's like it.
Yeah, like you wrote an article saying the Phillies are the team that beats in the NL East. I'm like, so are we just gonna forget the Mets just dominated them in 4 games?
Sure. I do want to get your feedback real quick. I am part of the Belly Up Fantasy Baseball League this year. Awesome. Again,
I'm in 2 leagues this year actually.
Oh,
I'm in one where we're doing the draft over a text chain. So everyone's texting their draft picks. We're throwing it back to like 1984 when they used to start doing it.
Yeah,
it's actually kind of cool. It's kind of cool because like you just be sitting around all of a sudden like your picks up like, oh crap, cool. This player.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's a new one.
It's cool. It's a different because like instead of like drafting all at once and kind of being over, you're just kind of sitting and waiting. It feels like a real draft. Feels like you're going to take a real MLB draft. It's cool.
True. All right. But yeah, joined the Belly Up League this year. Drafted yesterday, had the number 1 overall pick. So of course I went with Bryce Harper. No, I'm just kidding. I got Shohei Ohtani at the number 1 overall pick.
Now is he do both? Is he going to be a pitcher and a hitter?
He will be doing both.
Oh, perfect.
I know. Yes, sir. So want to get your thoughts on my team real quick. Yep. Salvador Perez from catcher. This is from catcher. So
catcher down.
To yes. So Perez a catcher. Luis Arraez at first base. Okay. He can also do second base and DH.
Yeah, he plays a lot of different positions. Yeah, he's a good guy to have. Versatility.
Yes, sir.
Versatility is the best thing you can have in fantasy baseball.
Oh, 1,000%. Heck yeah. Ketel Marte, second base.
Jordan Westburg. He's the most underrated player in baseball. He finished 3rd in the MVP voting last year.
Very quiet MVP candidate. No one really talked about him, but he was really good for Arizona. So
yeah,
glad I got him. Shout out to Jared. Yes, sir. Jordan Westburg. 3rd base for the Orioles.
A sleeper. Love them. I've drafted him in both leagues I'm in. I love him.
Let's go. See, I know my stuff. Trey Turner, shortstop. Hoping, good things for him. Yep. Carlos Correa at second base / shortstop. Nathaniel Lowe for the Nationals. Going to be an everyday player.
Nice power threat.
Everyday guy, right? For them. Michael Harris on the outfield. Seiya Suzuki for the Cubs in the outfield as well. Has to get my guy Lawrence Butler from the Athletics. Shohei Ohtani, DH. Gabriel Moreno as my backup catcher, followed by Heliot Ramos and Carlos Santana on the bench. Now for the fun stuff.
Oh, the pitching rotation?
Corbin Burns, Blake Snell, Mason Miller, Tyler Glasnow, Johan Duran, Tanner Scott, Ryan Presley, Justin Martinez, and Mackenzie Gore, followed by Nick Martinez and Griffin Jacks on the bench. Yeah.
Griffin Jacks. It's a good sleeper right there, Jacks. I picked him up in a league. I like him a lot. No, that's a good lineup. That's you're built on pitching, but that's a really good team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm relying on my relief pitchers doing well, getting me points. I love relief pitchers when they get me points, man. When they get saves, it's like it's good. It's a good amount of points.
It's good, yeah.
So
especially in a league where like the win doesn't mean as much anymore. Like a save is
huge. So I'm excited. Hopefully, last year was so close to make the playoffs. I was one game short of the last seed. So hopefully this year, things get a little bit better for sure. But all right, March Madness time. All right, so me and Brian are both in the Belly Up Bracket Challenge, which you can. I believe you can join it as well. I believe so.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. You've been tweeting it out, so I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, so you can go to the Belly Up Sports Twitter page. You can find that there. But
I think I tweeted it out too.
Okay,
if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, good. Bet.
No, I didn't.
You did not?
Here, I'll retweet it now so you can find it.
Okay, good. But yeah, I was looking at the bracket yesterday before I went to sleep, and I was like, all right, let's see who stands out to me. So we both have our brackets ready to go to show y'all. So we'll start with Brian's first. Yeah, here we go. So how do we want to do this? Anyway, let's make it simple. Who do you have winning? And why did you choose them to go that far?
Each region, yeah. I have Michigan State. It's very simple. It's January, February, Izzo. Tom Izzo, I like what he's doing. Auburn is really concerning me. The last few weeks, they've kind of fallen off, so I think they'll make a deep run, but I just don't think they're good enough. I think Michigan State's going to have a run in them this year. In the East, I have Wisconsin. Injury concerns with Duke really are concerning me. Alabama, they play in the SEC. I know it's a really good conference, but there's just something about Wisconsin this year that I think they're going to finally make it, as I just spoiled the winner. Anyway, St. John's over Florida. I love the Johnny story. I think they're like one of the hottest teams in basketball right now. They have the public by their side because they haven't won in 25 years and all this different stuff. I like them. And Houston might just be one of the best defensive teams this entire tournament. So Final Four is Michigan State, St. John's, Wisconsin, Houston. I have Houston, Michigan State winning, and I have Michigan State as your 2025 champions.
All right. I like it. I like that. Well, I am also on the St. John's bandwagon, but we'll get to them in just a bit. Yeah. I noticed that you have Yale upsetting.
Yes,
Texas A&M. What? Any reasoning? So you've said that, and then
Yale's a really hot team right now, and Texas A&M kind of struggled, so that's kind of why it's been a popular pick.
Oh man, too late to change my thing now. But yeah. So I have Auburn, number 1 seed, going all the way in the South. The South. Yes, the South. UC San Diego is one of my favorites to watch out for this.
They're one of my teams to watch too. Them and Liberty are big with me.
Yeah. Well, for me, Liberty, I have Oregon taking them out, but
we have a belly up best bets for the March Madness coming out, and mine is actually about Liberty. So be on the lookout for that. I think it's coming out Thursday morning, I want to say. I don't know when it's coming out. I just know that I sent in a pick and they're gonna post it.
Fantastic. But yeah, I have so Auburn out of the South, Oregon out of the North, the East. Thank you, sir. Ouch. Come on, Nate. You can tell my lack of college basketball is showing. St. Mary's, I have, obviously California. I live in Cali, so I have them going all the way to, let's see, the 3rd round, so the Sweet 16. But Wisconsin takes them out. In terms of the West, I have St. John's, the Johnnies, and then in the Midwest.
So the bottom of our bracket's the same. We both have the Johnnies and Houston making the Final Four.
Yes, we do. And then, so I have St. John's going all the way to the chip to face Houston, but the Johnnies, led by Rick Pitino, get the job done in March. I ain't gonna lie. If my bracket sucks booty, it'll be for obvious reasons.
Right. But hey, it's the fun of March Madness.
Yeah.
Be honest, most 95% of people filling out brackets have not started watching college basketball until 2 weeks ago.
I just wonder, what is it gonna take to get the perfect bracket?
It will never happen. It's impossible.
What's more likely, lottery or the perfect?
I think the lottery is more likely. I think you're more likely to be struck by lightning 4 times than it is to get a March Madness. It's something like the stuff is crazy. Hang on. What's more likely than a perfect bracket? Hang on, let's see. Absurd odds for a perfect bracket, according to the NCAA. You have a 1 in 120.2 billion chance of getting a perfect bracket. So, like, you know.
Never mind.
I wish they would have given me like funny stuff that, like, you know, like, oh, here it is. KTLA with some stuff. Here we go. Right. You are more likely to be eaten by a shark. Win the Powerball. What else? It's actually more. The only thing harder than a perfect bracket is being born. Having sextuplets, being president of the U.S., being struck by lightning twice, dying in a plane crash, dying from a bee sting is more likely. Dying from a grizzly bear attack in Yellowstone specifically is more likely.
Why so specific?
I don't know. It just says it.
What the fuck are we doing? Oh man, I tell you. Yeah, man. Look, I hope when look, my bracket games ain't gonna be perfect, but if it happens, is,
I think like you win a bunch of money. Like I think Warren Buffett is like whoever gets a perfect bracket will win. Like will be set for life. My bracket's perfect. You're not here for me ever again. Just going to disappear.
Welcome to the Thursday Podcast. I'm Nathan Nguyen, and
well, Brian got a perfect bracket, so we don't really know where he is.
Meanwhile, this shows a camera to you in like Hawaii or something, or like some like
Hawaii in a bar, just yelling at the Mets still. Like, oh, okay, nothing changed. He just
like,
went somewhere else.
Soto!
God damn it! Oh, okay. I'm glad money hasn't changed him.
There's a perfect bracket, same Brian. But overall, yeah, March Madness is gonna be fun.
Him off? Okay, things are normal.
Yeah, things are normal. But so glad March is here, man. Start of baseball's coming up, and brackets be the 20th is when things kick off. If I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, they kick off tonight with the first 4. They have 2 games tonight, 2 games tomorrow, and then the 12-15 on Thursday. We get just constant basketball.
Well, none of us have the 16th seed defeating the 1 seed. So
nope.
Yeah, there's unless we see another Fairleigh Dickerson.
Fairleigh Dickerson or USMB. The only 2 teams.
Yes.
Virginia.
Yes. Man, Virginia is not that good. Nope. Well, you know, they were good. Then they lost.
Mm-hmm.
So, okie dokie. Yeah, that's.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing else. Shouts, prayers to Tracy Morgan. Threw up on the.
Yes, that was a scary scene last night.
That was food poisoning. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on, Nick Sweet vendors, be better, please.
What did he eat? What did he eat? I want to know what he ate at Madison Square Garden.
I wonder. I do wonder. Come on, Dolan. No, but in all seriousness, prayers to Mr. Morgan. And that'll do it for the show today. So on Thursday, it's going to be
tight ends.
Tight ends, fantastic. that we'll be ranking. But yeah, after today, that will do it for
and then maybe a quarterback.
Yes, I hope so. Instead of waiting for one. But yeah, that'll do it for our MLB season previews as well. So 2 episodes ago, so you can check out our episode from 2 Tuesdays ago. We talked about the East, and then the last week was the Central, and then this episode you're watching or listening right now.
You're talking about the West 2 weeks ago.
Thank you very much. The West was 2 weeks ago, the Central was last week, and then the East was today. Thank you very much. I'm terrible. But yeah, it was fun. World Series winner, I'm going with the Phillies for biased and unbiased reasons.
Okay. I'll go with the Mets for biased reasons, obviously, and unbiased reasons. Give me the Braves. F it.
Damn.
I know. I didn't want to do the Dodgers. I did not want. There's no one in the AL. I'm like, crap. I'm kind of stuck here, aren't I?
We really love the East.
Yeah.
Ali. Alrighty. But yeah, Thursday we'll talk about tight ends and hopefully more Giants news, more NFL headlines. We shall see. But for now, you can follow us on social media at Brian PG1016. You can follow me at Nathan_124. And you can follow our podcast page at Third and 10 Pod on TikTok, X, and Instagram for clips.
Link to Belly Up Tournament retweeted by me. It's on my Twitter account, so go there.
On your Twitter at Brian PG1016. So we hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and your week. And thank you for listening and watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, other than that, enjoy baseball for the next couple of days. As for those of you who are on the West Coast, stay awake until 6 a.m. For those on the East Coast, you lucky ducks. Literally, it's at 6 a.m. So you guys can watch it basically when you wake up. But yeah, baseball is back. Sort of. Yeah. I won't say officially till next week. But
bingo.
For Brian, I'm Nate. Thank you guys so much as always. And we'll see you guys